First thing I want to do is I want to turn back. And again, this is a pre-shot routine that you can do in between shots or before it's your turn to hit. Turn and get a little weight shift going. But as I push into that left side, start these shoulders moving towards the target a little bit earlier. Hey golfers, Tony McMullen, the founder of Smart Golf Academy here. Today we are answering a question from one of our subscribers that I think is going to resonate with a lot of you that hit your driver, but you don't hit it quite far enough and you feel like you're missing something as far as power and producing more distance when you hit the ball. I think this is a prevalent thing that happens to a lot of players as they begin to work on their weight shift, and we're going to get into that in just a second. I'm going to help you to clear that up. But first, man, we'd love it if you'd give us a like and a subscribe to the channel. The channel's doing really good. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers. We've got a lot of people out there that we've helped. We've made their game better, stronger. We've helped them to enjoy the game more, and we would love for you to be one of them. So if you give us a like and a subscribe, that would be great. And if there's something in your game that's lacking, just like in this video here, we got a message from somebody who was doing part of what we had told them, but they weren't doing it completely correctly, and we're going to make that adjustment for them and help them to get all the way to where they want to go. If you'd send us a message and let us know what's lacking in your game, we just might make a video out of your question to help you and maybe some other people as well. So on to today's query, if you will, the question. Very simply, the question was, I seem to be shifting my weight and I have the vertical component that we've talked about. I'm turning, I'm doing everything I should, but I tend to hit balls out to the right. I kind of block it, or I tend to hook it, and I just don't feel like I have complete control of the path of the swing. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. What happens generally when people begin to make the weight shift, turning, and the vertical move? Remember, kinematic sequence is hips, torso, arms, club. Okay, that manifests itself physically in a lateral move. First, you get to the top of your swing, you're going to have a lateral move, and then what we call a parallel move. The next two moves are with the shoulders. You have a parallel move here, and then you have a horizontal move, and then you have the vertical move at the end. Okay. If you're working on that and you're feeling like you're getting a little bit stuck behind the ball, let me show you what's happening there. So when you swing, I'm going to turn this way so you can see a little bit better. When you make your takeaway, okay, you're going to turn back, and there's a whole lot of movement here in the shoulders. Okay. You're really turning your upper body, you're twisting your upper body into position to get the arms up nice and high and get the club in a good position here. Okay, now your shoulders may actually get, if you're flexible enough, they may actually get to almost 90 degrees, if not more, okay? So now you're in this position right here. Well, here's the problem, okay? When we start to shift our weight, our shoulders are here, okay? If we just shift our weight and we just move laterally towards the target, what's going to happen is that parallel move is our shoulders moving this way. If you follow TPI, Dr. Greg Rose, he represents that by saying rock and roll. Your shoulders are actually rocking and rolling, okay? If you turn and you rock this way, you're stuck, okay? So again, if I turn back and I make my lateral move and I rock this way, you can see where my shoulders are not in a good position to hit the ball there, okay? How do we fix that? All right, when we turn back, we get in this position here. When we start to shift our weight, the shoulders start to turn. That horizontal move, which is this, the twisting. So this is rock and roll, this is twisting, okay? That happens pretty much simultaneously, okay? It's not exact, and there's no, I don't have a way to tell anybody what should happen when, because each person's differently, but I want you to think of it as getting the right shoulder and the right hip going towards the target earlier. Because we know we want to get to our left side earlier if you're a right-hand player. Your lead side, if you're a left-hand player, would be your right side. But for us as right-handers, I want to get to that left side earlier, but I need to get this right shoulder and this right hip, my trail hip and shoulder, I need to get them moving towards the target sooner, because look what that does for us. Okay, we still have a little bit of an aspect of here the parallel move, but we've got more horizontal than we do parallel, okay? That we want the opposite. We don't want so much of this that we can't get to the ball. We want more of getting the right side through the golf ball, okay? We've done this before. If we use this drill here, don't let it tap you in the side. Watch my right shoulder as I'm working on that, okay? See how it goes through faster, okay? Now this is, I'm swinging level, so the shoulders will be level. If I tilt this down and get into more of a golf stance, you would see this. See how the right shoulder moves much quicker. It's moving through the ball. You lose power and you lose the ability to swing online if that right shoulder stays behind you and drops like this. We want to get away from that, okay? What does that look like in the golf swing? And what is something we can incorporate into our pre-shot routine that would help us to feel that before we hit the ball? Because our pre-shot routine is our rehearsal for our actual performance when we go to hit the golf ball, okay? If I take my driver, first thing I want to do is I want to turn back. And again, this is a pre-shot routine that you can do in between shots or before it's your turn to hit. Turn and get a little weight shift going. But as I push into that left side, start these shoulders moving towards the target a little bit earlier. Okay, the right shoulder will still drop and still get in a good position for you to hit up on the ball, but you want to feel like everything is turning a little bit more together. Don't wait. Don't get over here and then make the lateral move and then drop from this position. It's stuck, okay? Secondly, before we hit the ball, you might want to let your playing partners know that you're doing this first because they're going to start calling penalties and all kinds of fun stuff on you, but get the club off the ground a little bit, about a foot off the ground, and swing. When you swing back and swing through, let your right shoulder go through. Think about how you throw a ball. When you go to throw a ball, you don't leave the ball way back here and then try to twist your body and then fling the ball out in front of you. You don't do it that way. You're going to throw the ball, your right shoulder and your right hip goes towards the target. So when you make your practice swings about a foot off the ground, the club is, let all of it go together, okay? Now, when you're ready to hit the ball, that's what you want to think of. So we've got our intermediate target picked out there. You're still operating in sequence of hips, torso, arms, club. The physical would be a lateral move, then a parallel move, but your shoulders are more parallel to the target, horizontal, twisting, if you will, and then a vertical move, okay? What does that look like when we actually hit the ball? Well, it looks like this right here. Okay? I'd like to bottle that up and take it to the golf course. So if you're struggling with feeling like you're stuck here, don't let your right shoulder go down in this position here. Make your right shoulder and your right hip go a little bit more towards the target a little bit sooner. That's going to put the club back online. Your swing path is going to get better, and your club face is going to be more square to that path, and you're going to start hitting more fairways. For more tips like these, go to smartgolfacademy.org, the online academy. We are going to make you a better player.